Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. So y'all know that I have to start off by telling y'all some hip-hop news before I tell y'all the news that I really want to get to. So let's start off with NLE Choppa. Okay, so the other day, NLE Choppa decided that he was going to do a spread in Playgirl. Source, can you please put up the pictures? Oh my goodness, yo, why is this dude standing there in a pair of lace undergarments with snap-on garter belts that are attached to a pair of thigh-high leather slouch cowboy boots with his back turned to the camera like he wants some Diddy? Oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say. I don't know how many times and how many different ways I can say this. This is not hip-hop. I mean, real talk. How do we get from Wu-Tang rocking bubble coats and wallabies to all of a sudden these young rappers want to be Victoria's Secret models? I mean, what is happening? Listen, ladies and gents, please, let me know down below. Is this how you want to see your young rappers out here posturing and posing? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, ladies, let me know. Is this a turn on to you? Does this say to you, I'm a real man that's going to take care of you and hold you down? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Now, check this out. After Kanye West received mad backlash because his wife was on the Grammy red carpet in a birthday suit, Kanye West has come out to say that all of y'all who are complaining are full of ish because she's been dressing in her birthday suit for like 2 years. Listen, do you think Kanye knows that you can't get dressed in your birthday suit? Being in your birthday suit is actually the epitome of being undressed. But anyway, Kanye West also said that the only reason that y'all got a problem with her is because y'all are jealous of her body and y'all actually want to be Bianca Censori.
Anyone who called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is dumb and lame. Yes, she been dressing naked for 2 years. Now all of a sudden, it's a stunt. Every single bitch on the planet wish they had her bravery body platform and access to money and a husband that supported their personal expression. There are a lot of things that had to converge for this moment to happen.
Who do you think should break it to him? Who do you think should really tell Kanye that absolutely no woman on the face of the earth would want to switch shoes with Bianca Censori if she wore shoes? And also, there's absolutely no woman on the face of the earth that wants the husband that Bianca Censori has. Oh my goodness, the ego is an amazing thing. Listen, let me know in the comment section below. Ladies, are you jealous of Bianca Censori's bravery body? And also, do you want the husband that Bianca Censori has? Now, check this out. If there's one person who knows Donald Trump, it's Omarosa. Because not only did Omarosa work for Trump during The Celebrity Apprentice, but she also worked for the Don in the White House. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Omarosa's more than a reality TV star. Omarosa is one smart cookie. Omarosa got her doctorate from Howard University. She used to work for Al Gore in the White House. She did a few reality TV shows, but then she went back to work in the White House for Trump. Now, during the pandemic, Omarosa decided that she wanted to be an attorney. So, she went back to school, got her Juris Doctorate, and now she works for the Cochran Law Firm. Alright, so the other day Omarosa was doing an interview in which she was discussing the new Trump administration, and she was also discussing all of the cuts that Elon and Trump have made to agencies like USAID, and also all of these packages that Trump and his people are offering workers to leave their jobs. And Omarosa said, don't do it, because if you do it, you might not get paid. Watch this.
So having served in the first Trump administration, we're now 10, 11 days into the second Trump administration. Already there's been 10 different lawsuits, 4 different courthouses, 2 different federal judges have already blocked, temporarily at least, the executive orders for Donald Trump, one on birthright citizenship, one on impoundment or funding and the like. But what have you seen out of the 20 or 30 executive orders? What is most concerning to you right now that you'd like to talk to our audience about?
Well, all of them are quite concerning. His abuse of executive power is, one of the things that raises the alarm. But the impact of some of these decisions on people who least expected it. I mean, there are seniors who are worried about whether or not they're going to get their Meals on Wheels. I saw an email come across my student email where there was some concerns that Pell Grants would be frozen, that financial aid would be withheld from these students. And so it's kind of sending shockwaves throughout all of these different communities who are just really concerned about what their future looks like.
I mean, Medicare and Medicaid portal, web portal,
Just
crashed.
It just stopped.
Because of the way they rolled it out. I mean, their argument, the Trump administration's argument was, we're only going after businesses and not-for-profits and cutting off their funding temporarily.
No, it's intentional. One of the things that I write about in my book Unhinged is to combat Donald Trump is to starve him of attention. May I also point out the action that he's taking against federal workers. As someone who's worked for 20 years in and out of the government, the backbone of this democracy are those career civil servants, right? Who get up every day and they do the thankless job that keep this country running.
Apolitically, independently.
Independently.
Yeah, right.
And for them to receive emails from someone from a private email address.
Like a Gmail.
It was like a Gmail.
Right.
And people were sending these things to me saying, oh, is this real? Should I respond? And my message to them is, do not take the buyout. One, you may not get paid. I mean, it's just the reality. You may be kicked out of your job and you may not get the buyout. You may not get the compensation you expect. But two, because there are processes in place to protect civil servants. And those are the things that we need to look to at times like this.
Interesting. Listen, Omarosa knows Trump better than most people. So if I were you, I would take what Omarosa has to say with a little bit more than a grain of salt. And also, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about Omarosa saying that the best way to deal with Trump is to starve him of attention? Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, speaking about starving Trump of attention, did you guys see the Times cover where they put Elon Musk behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office? Oh my goodness. You know darn well Trump is over there seething. But there might not be anything that he can do about it, because apparently Elon Musk is running around the Oval Office wearing a big hat. Yo, did you guys see the picture of this dude running around the Oval Office literally wearing a big hat? Okay, so let me get this straight. While millions of Americans are suffering from inflation, and another group of Americans just lost their jobs, why? Because Trump and Elon just went and bulldozed the agencies that they worked at, these fools are running around the White House wearing really, really big Make America Great Again hats. You know, like the ones that you win when you win a prize at Great Adventures. Oh my goodness, are we serious right now? And just so you know, this picture is not AI generated. This is actually a picture of what these overgrown little boys are actually doing in the White House right now. And they're over there laughing because they believe that the slash and burn techniques that they're using to reform the government are really smart. But although Elon may be a tech billionaire, it's very obvious that neither him nor Trump ever took a philosophy class in college. Because if they did, they would have heard of Chesterton's fence. And I know, somebody out there right now is like, Source, why are we talking about fences? Okay, so here's the thing. Chesterton's fence is a theory or paradox which says, if you're walking in a forest and you come across a strange fence, you never break down that fence unless you know exactly why the person who put that fence up in the first place. Source, can you please give the people a quick lesson on Chesterton's fence?
Suppose there is a fence erected in the middle of nowhere that's blocking your path. What do? Do you take it down in order to continue on your way, or do you first think hard about why it is there to begin with? Chesterton's fence is a simple rule of thumb that suggests that you should never destroy a fence, change a rule, or do away with a tradition until you understand why it's there in the first place. The principle assumes that fences have a purpose, were carefully planned, and cost time and money to erect. Someone must have had a reason for thinking that a fence would be a good idea. So what if we just take them down? Entrepreneur Steve Blank likes to point out that when startups get their first chief financial officer, the newly hired often wants to show that they are proactive and can cut costs. Some go as far as calculating the expense of the free snacks offered to employees and then start charging the staff a small fee. People can, of course, pay, but they don't like this change in company culture, and many may quit. As a result, the firm makes pennies on the nuts but spends thousands hiring new engineers, all because the reformer didn't understand the purpose of the policy he axed. A more tragic example of misguided reform was China's so-called Great Leap Forward, which lasted from 1958 to 1962. One of its initiatives was the Four Pests campaign to eliminate all mosquitoes, flies, rats, and even sparrows that were suspected of stealing grain from the fields. And so millions of people hit noisy pots and pans to prevent sparrows from resting, with the goal of causing them to drop dead from exhaustion. Some simply shot the birds down from the sky. Others destroyed their nests and broke their eggs. The campaign worked and pushed the Chinese sparrow population to near extinction. So what about the unintended consequences? With no sparrows to eat them, locust populations ballooned, swarming the country and compounding the problems caused by other reforms. The consequence was the Great Chinese Famine, one of the largest man-made disasters in human history, with a death toll in the tens of millions. Perhaps all those who want to break with traditions or reform norms should learn to recite this short line from philosopher F.K. Chesterton's original 1929 writing. In the matter of reforming things, as distinct from deforming them, there is one plain and simple principle. Let us say, for the sake of simplicity, a fence or gate is erected across a road. The more modern type of reformer goes up to it and says, "I don't see the use of this, let us clear it away." To which the more intelligent type of reformer will do well to answer, "If you don't see the use of it, I certainly won't let you clear it away. Go away and think. Then, when you can come back and tell me that you do see the use of it, I may allow you to destroy it."
And I know, you're over there like, Source, why are you telling us this? I'm telling you this because, whether or not you're a conservative or a Democrat, one thing remains true, and that is this. Elon Musk and Trump are over there breaking things down really quick without thinking about why those things were initially put up. And I know, here come the MAGA bots. They're going to come in the comment section and they're going to be like, "You don't know what you're talking about. USAID had to go." Listen, whether or not it had to go is like neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, it is virtually impossible for one man and 4 teenagers to walk into a government building that employs over 10,000 people and to walk in there and assess the job performances of all of the people who work there, in addition to assessing and auditing all of the global impact and the domestic impact that said institution has around the world in 2 days. So, I need you to be aware that what's happening is Elon Musk and his little teeny boppers are walking into these buildings, they're downloading Elon Musk AI software, the same one that allowed this Tesla to blow up the other day.
Police say a Tesla exploded like a bomb after hitting a curb, then a tree, before plowing into a building in White Plains.
Onto the computer systems, and they're allowing the AI to fire all of these people. So, in other words, the dude whose spacecraft blew up the other day in the air.
So everything with the FAA literally comes back to this. SpaceX Starship explodes in flight test, forcing airlines to divert.
Is allowing that same software to determine the fate of the American worker. Can somebody please tell me, how is letting an updated version of like Alexa choose who gets to keep their jobs merit-based? Now, let's look at what's going on through the paradigm of Chesterton's fence. As soon as Trump got into office, him and Elon started breaking down fences at the FAA. On January 21st, 2025, Trump dismissed TSA Administrator David Pekoski after its administrator Michael Whitaker had resigned. The same day, he dissolved the Aviation Security Advisory Committee, the committee which was established to advise on aviation safety and security matters. What was the result? 3 plane crashes in less than 3 weeks.
We begin tonight with that mystery disappearance of a passenger plane in Alaska. We have just learned there are reports now it's just been found. The plane had vanished with 10 people on board, the 3rd major aviation incident in 9 days.
Alright, so now let's look at USAID. The other day, Elon and 4 or 5 of his little techies took over the building and locked out all of the employees, then allowed AI to determine that they were only going to keep 294 people on staff out of the over 10,000 people who work for the department globally. Now, many of you may not know this, but USAID is the part of the government that deals with disaster response and humanitarian aid and global and economic growth and trade. They also support democracies and governance around the world to ensure alliances that help to keep our borders secure. And they also deal with global health, which includes fighting diseases like HIV and AIDS, malaria, TB, and COVID-19 in other countries so that in an interconnected world, those diseases don't make it over here. So, I know, you're like, what happened after Elon Musk went and broke down that fence? In addition to thousands of people dying around the world, many of our farmers who rely on money that they make providing food for the program are ish out of luck. Not only that, but 10,000 Americans may not be able to pay their mortgages, which will eventually lead to foreclosures, which will also put a strain on the banks and the stock market. But not only that, because get this, we're currently experiencing our first tuberculosis outbreak in the US since the 1950s in Kansas, with more than 67 active TB cases and 79 latent cases being identified between the end of last month and this month, which is the largest TB outbreak to hit US soil in 7 decades. And guess what? You might know about it if Trump and his cronies didn't institute a form of censorship which now prevents the CDC from sharing up-to-date information with the public.
We have some major breaking news. Kansas is reporting the largest outbreak of tuberculosis in U.S. history. There have been 67 active cases and 79 latent cases of tuberculosis, mostly in 2 counties in Kansas. Here's what you need to know. And before I go on, I'm an internal medicine doctor. Please hit like and follow for more medical updates. See, tuberculosis is an airborne disease that mostly affects the lungs, even though it could affect other parts of your body. It travels through the air when somebody coughs, talks, or even sings. It's been around forever, but this is the largest outbreak ever documented by the CDC since they've been tracking it since the 1950s. What are the symptoms of tuberculosis? It's cough, chest pain, and coughing up blood. And while there is treatment, it's usually very expensive and it's at least for 9 months and it's not without side effects. Oh, and real quick, just because you don't know somebody with tuberculosis doesn't mean that it's not a big deal. Latent tuberculosis can sit in your body for years without being active, and then especially if your immune system takes a hit, boom, it presents itself. And that's why public health officials are scrambling to contain it. If you're in Kansas or you're traveling to Kansas, please be especially careful. And if you've been coughing nonstop while you're there, get that checked out. Stay safe. I'll keep you posted on this developing story.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Y'all know I'm back with some news. Pay attention. Get your pen and paper out if you need to take notes, because, honey, this is some serious stuff. All right. We got a tuberculosis outbreak, y'all. And it's spreading around real fast. Tuberculosis is airborne. Okay, so if somebody coughing, sneezing, or even talking to you, they can contaminate you. All right, we have a let me see, I think it's a school. No, they said in Kansas City is the biggest outbreak in the U.S. history of tuberculosis going on right now. Okay, and I don't really hear many people talking about it, but it's going on right now in Kansas City, the biggest outbreak in the U.S. history. Okay, and it's airborne. So y'all know what that means. Everybody got masks in their house. Really, you do need a what's that mask? N95. That's the kind you really need. But hey, if you don't have an N95 mask, just double up or triple up on your regular mask until you can get an N95. Because I would suggest an N95 mask. Because y'all, tuberculosis ain't nothing to play with.
The Trump administration has told federal health agencies to pause external communications. That includes scientific reports and health advisories. The CDC, FDA, and the NIH are all impacted by the president's order. These agencies routinely release information on food recalls, drug approvals, and public health threats.
And that brings me to Elon Musk's next stop on a magic school bus, the Department of Education. Alright, so the other day, Elon Musk jumps on Twitter and he starts using his little Twitter fingers to drop a tweet which says the Department of Education no longer exists, because he plans to purge the department the same way that he purged USAID. In the next few days and weeks, he plans to go through the Department of Education and just shut it down. Now, although the DOE does not make curriculum for students, it does provide federal aid to students through programs like the Pell Grants. It also allocates money to K-12 public schools, particularly for low-income districts through Title I funding, and it also supports special education programs under IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Disabilities Education Act. Yes, if your kid is on an IEP, listen, your kid just might be in trouble. Okay, so Trump and Elon say that we can do away with DOE because they believe in school choice, and they have a better idea, which is the new Educational Choice for Children's Act, which aims to offer 2 million children scholarships and grant money on a first-come, first-served basis to attend the schools of their choice. Source, can we please see a little bit about the new educational program that Elon and Trump love so much?
Senator Cassidy, Senator Tom Scott of South Carolina, and 24 Republican senators introduced the Educational Choice for Children Act in the 119th Congress. The act provides $10 billion federal dollars in annual tax credits administered by the U.S. Treasury Department. It would distribute credits on a first-come, first-served basis, using a limited government approach and governing scholarship granting organizations, or SGOs. 20 states, including Louisiana, already have tax credit scholarships, with Louisiana's working in a similar way to the bill.
I'm a parent. I'm a grandparent. We all want to see our kids succeed in school, but we know that not every child learns in the same way. So giving the parent the ability to make a decision about the child's education allows them to put their child's needs first.
If signed into law, 2 million elementary or secondary students, including homeschoolers, would be eligible for scholarships, which cover tuition, fees, book supplies, and equipment for enrollment or attendance.
And I know, you just heard that and you were like, oh yeah, I'm getting ready to send my little son to any school he want to go to. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to send little Timmy to that private school down the street. Cuff public school education. Thanks to Trump, Timmy getting ready to get an education. And I also know that you're sitting over there like, Sauce, what's your problem with this? This right here sounds mad good. I mean, you just be hating on everything. Okay, my problem with this is that this program allots funding for 2 million children. However, there are 49 million children in America. So please tell me, what's gonna happen to the rest of the 47 million kids? So once again, you got Elon Musk and Trump over there taking down fences when they didn't know why the fence was up there in the first place. And no, they have no real solutions on how to put up another fence or fix our educational system. I mean, even George Bush came up with No Child Left Behind in 2001. You know what these two, when they put their two heads together, came up with? These two came up with, you know what? Let's leave 47.6 million kids behind. Listen, like I said before, I don't care what side of the fence you stand on. I don't care whether you're Republican or Democrat. What I care about is the health and wealth of our nation, and I also care about our kids. And I also care about the fact that when you break something down, you damn well better have a plan to fix it, or at least know why the original fence was put there in the first place. Yo, let me know something. If you were a teacher and you had to give Elon Musk and Donald Trump a grade right now on how they're running the US, what grade would you give them from A to F? Also, let me know what you think about everything that we covered in today's video, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.